Okay, so yeah, let's just shrink that a little bit because it's not visible. Okay, so we've got the whole RahiTuber menu in here now. So here are all my layers. We have everything's just kind of visible because I only have one outfit anyway. So yeah, this is familiar stuff right now. One thing you might notice is I have these two eye tracking layers. They turn off sometimes, and so you can see that my eyes are moving around and following where my mouse goes, but sometimes they turn off and I look at the camera. And that's done with a state too. So I can demonstrate this state thing with some of the accessories I've got. So here's the states menu. So the eye contact one, you'll see it turns on every so often, and it makes the eyes look at the camera. And the same with the arm gesture. So you can see that sort of lights up while the arm is raised. So if I was talking about that earlier, so I'll show you this now. So I've actually coloured my layers so that the blue layers are for the hand on the legs, and then the yellow ones are for when it's raised. So the way this works is it's on a schedule, and that's got like a timer interval here. And it can trigger while talking. So basically when I'm talking and this time has run out, it will raise the hand, and what it does is it shows, you see I've ticked everything in the show column for the yellow layers, so it will show all the yellow layers and it will hide all the blue ones. And that's what makes it raise the arm. But yeah, for the other stuff, so for shades, if I just record a key here. Oh, that's for the other one. That's for the other one too. I'm triggering all my stuff right now. But yeah, so for an outfit, for a simple outfit, this is one that you might actually do if you just wanted to toggle something on and off. So if you just wanted to swap an outfit, you can have active type toggle or permanent. If you set up permanent, then you'll have to have another state that swaps it back for you. But it is essentially a bot turning stuff on and off based on given instructions. Yeah, you're right. So so I've set my hotkey for the shades. All it does is show this shades layer. And if you've got the toggle type, then it will undo itself when you press the key a second time. So if I do my hotkey for the shades turn on. There's no timeout, so they will stay as long as I want them. And then if I press the hotkey again, they go away. You can also set these to turn on with a web request. So yeah, toggle makes sense. The other ones I've got are while held. So I've got I'll show you permanent in a minute. But yeah, so while held is the same, it's kind of the same as toggle, but it will turn itself off as soon as you let go of the key. So I've got this sad one here which shows all my sad face expressions. And when I hold that key down, it's on. Yeah, so it stays as long, and then when I let go, it turns off again. So that's easy. Yeah, let's do another one for, I'll call it permanent. And what this is going to do is essentially it's going to show the shades layer as we saw before. Yeah. So this is going to show the shades layer as we saw before. I'm just going to set that to my spacebar. So the difference here is that it doesn't matter how many times I press this now, that's stuck on. Because what it's done is it's changed the default visibility for the shades layer. So that's now on. So if I wanted to turn it off again, I would then make another one. Which is also permanent, and that's going to hide the shades layer. And if I just make this a different different key, so space turns the shades on, M turns the shades off. So essentially, it's a way of getting around. Sometimes, if you want a toggle, you want to toggle between 2 or 3 different things, or more than that. And for that, a toggle doesn't really make sense because you want more than on and off. Yeah, so essentially, you just turn it on and it's on. It doesn't light up here because it's been triggered and that's done. And then turn it off again with a different hotkey. So this is good for if you've got multiple expressions that you just want to switch between them and you don't want to worry about which one is the default one. So I did set up a different avatar with that. I don't know if it's going to work from here, but I might see if I can get there. Oh, that's wrong. There is my staff. This might work, I hope. Yes. Okay, so is it possible to have more than one hotkey? Have a combination of hotkeys instead of just one? Yeah, so you can do Control 7 or yeah. So let me show you. I've got expressions set up on this. So for the arm popping up when I talk, that is actually a toggle, because it just undoes itself and shows the other one for me. That one actually makes more sense because it's only popping up temporarily. I don't know why I'm gesturing with my real life hands you can't see, but yeah. Anyway, so these ones are all permanent states because there's so many of them, but I've got it set to like Control num2. So yeah, oh cool. So essentially, if I've got hey Leash. So yeah, I have these all bound to the different numpad keys. So if I'm holding down the control button and I press a different number, it will just activate that expression based on which one I chose, because they're all just permanent states. So yeah, I'm going to go back to my other one now. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just went to show a few things on my thing. So yeah, with the arm gesture one, that is it's a while held active type, which is kind of the same. So the cry and scared are permanent states. When you toggle one, the other doesn't actually turn off. You have to tell the permanent state to hide all the other expressions as well. So the thing with the permanent, So the thing with the permanent ones is that they're actually a bit less of a state and more of just a command of like pressing this button will hide all these layers, show all the other ones, and that's it. So it doesn't keep a record of whether it's active anymore. Yeah, it's just a sort of a slightly different approach. Had enough water and food? Yeah, probably. I should probably go and eat some more food, to be honest. Thanks. So that's another state. That's the pet state. And the thing with that as well is that I actually don't have a hotkey set. I'm using this web request instead. So you can copy this request ID and plug it into StreamerBot or Mix It Up or anything you want that can do just a fetch request or a get request. And when anything queries this URL, it will trigger the state in RahiTuber. So yeah, it's a good way of automating stuff. Can I put single play animation in states, pressing a button to play or waving? Yes. So actually there's something similar with my tomato redeem. So when we redeem that, I'm just going to redeem it for you. So what it does is it just shows my tomato layer. Let's have a look at the tomato layer here. So that is an animated sprite here. In the animation settings, it's not looping, so it'll just play once. Yeah. Hey Owen, by the way, welcome in. So this animation will play just once. And I have this restart anims on becoming visible. So as soon as I show this layer, the tomato animation plays, and it will stay there until I hide the animation, and then I can play it again, hide, play it again. You get the idea. And that's just so the state that shows this just makes it. Yeah, just makes it work. I'm glad it makes your autism brain pleased. It was made by somebody with autism brain, so maybe that's why. So yes, so the way that's not what I wanted. The way the tomato works is that it's got a timeout which will hide itself again after 15 seconds. So if I actually trigger this properly, wherever it's gone. Where did it go? There it is. That's now counting down 15 seconds, and after the 15 seconds has run out, the tomato will disappear. There you go. So the sound is actually not run through RahiTuber. That's played with StreamerBot. But yeah, somebody did ask if I could do sound playback with the states, and it's something I'm still kind of thinking about. I'm not sure, but yeah. So the Twitch redeems. If I may be able to do that if I add another window capture. Da-da-da. So here's StreamerBot. Is that big enough? I don't know if it's going to be big enough, but hopefully it is. So for my tomato one, so I'm doing this fetch URL. That's what triggers the that fetch URL is the same as what's in RahiTuber. And then it delays a bit and plays the sound. So yeah, so it's quite fun. StreamerBot is a bit it's definitely a bit of a steep learning curve with StreamerBot because the way you set things up is kind of convoluted, but the URL originates from RahiTuber. Yeah, so once you turn on this control states via HTTP option, that activates the stuff in the states menu that lets you copy these. And then essentially all I did was I pressed this copy request button. Oh, I just realized that this was in the way. But yeah, so the control states via HTTP is here in the advanced menu. And then you can copy a request here and then you paste it into StreamerBot, yeah. Into that. StreamerBot will make you add a variable name, and I just put dummy in there because you don't actually need the result. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah.